The first speaker, Mayor, is Brian Davis.
Brian Davis, LGBTQ minus tobacco. It's been over a year since you asked city staff to come back with a TRL ordinance to protect Vallejo youth. Now hundreds of thousands of state DOJ grant dollars are available for tobacco enforcement. The application deadline is June 28th. We hear the city is applying for this funding, but without a TRL, the kinds of activities you can apply for are limited, reducing the amount you can request. Given that city staff have already had over a year to get this started, can this be fast-tracked to get it done by June 28th so the city can apply for a larger grant? We've heard it will go through the Planning Commission, which has meetings on May 20th and June 3rd. Can the TRL be agendized for one of those dates? Then it could come back to you on May 28th or June 11th for a first reading and a second reading on June 25th at the latest. We can connect city staff with government employees who have written or reviewed successful DOJ grants to help you quickly write an application using the specifics of the TRL. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll refer that to the city manager for follow-up as needed. Would you please call the second speaker, please?
The second speaker is Michael Hayes. Third speaker is already up here, Joseph Hayden.
Hi, good evening, City Council. So yes, I am a resident and I volunteer with Tobacco Free Solano and LGBTQ minus tobacco. As my colleague said, over 12 months ago, our coalition, together with the Vallejo Youth Advocates, presented to City Council a compelling case for why tobacco retail license was needed most desperately in Vallejo. We are pleased that we were able to meet with city staff numerous times to discuss details and that there was an opportunity for tobacco retailers to be educated on this forthcoming ordinance. Despite this bit of progress, there's frustration that there's still no specific date for it to be on the agenda of the Planning Commission, which is where the ordinance sits, before it can be read out to the City Council for the first reading, something City Council was hoping to have by September of last year. Moreover, we are now aware, as city staff is, about the deadline for the California State Attorney General looking to assist with funding for jurisdictions that adopt a tobacco retail license in time. I don't want to see Vallejo miss out on these very helpful state funds, especially for a revenue-neutral ordinance that will save lives. This is literally about the most preventable cause of death in the United States. So please help us to hasten the reading of this ordinance lest we lose this momentum. Please keep the outrage alive at what has happened to our families and continues to happen when peddlers of poison try to persuade us that they deserve the privilege of having have our youth purchase their products. Keep in mind that since we first presented, other jurisdictions here in California and Massachusetts have already stopped the sale of commercial tobacco altogether to help save their citizens from the scourge. This is called Endgame. How many lives could have been improved and lengthened if we had already thwarted these Vallejo youth from becoming addicted to a toxic product that kills when used as intended, the availability of which lets them think that it's okay to engage in self-destructive behavior. Tobacco is the most unregulated drug in the world that is still readily available to them, especially when we compare Vallejo's underage youth sales rates to other Bay Area jurisdictions. By design, in food deserts, one only needs to extend one's arm to find nicotine products. This is still a health equity issue. So how many shortened lifespans and devastated families will know my family's grief and that of some of you? Because of the lack of outrage at the tobacco retailers continue to get away with. I ask that you think about what this insidious industry of big tobacco is doing to our families. The job of our governments, including local governments, is to protect citizens. That means standing up for us no matter what the threat. Thank you.
Thank you. For your continued efforts, I will call our fourth speaker, please.
The fourth speaker is Genesis Miguel.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Vallejo Council members. My name is Genesis. I'm a 20-year-old Vallejo resident. I stand before you today deeply concerned about the increased popularity of vaping, especially among young people in our community. It is alarming to see how normalized it has become. With vaping devices and content expanding across social media platforms, influencing countless teenagers and young adults. Consider the amount of stores that openly sell these products with little to no oversight. Implementing a TRL or a tobacco retail license in Vallejo would allow us to hold these retailers accountable, ensuring they adhere to strict regulations and discourage underage sales. This measure would be a crucial first step in addressing the vaping epidemic locally. Despite being only one voice, I represent many local groups who are equally passionate about this cause. It is surprising and disheartening that we still lack a TRL in our city. Despite being over a year since Vallejo City Council said that a TRL was a priority. I urge you to take this matter seriously. My generation desperately needs your help. Please take action by moving forward with the implementation of a tobacco retail licensing. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Okay, thank you very much for your advocacy. Our next speaker, please.
Our fifth speaker is Oshana Wallace.
Hello, my name is Oshana Wallace.